Welcome back. The foiled terror plot in England comes at a time when the world is already on edge about the possibility of a cataclysmic attack on the U.S. and Israel by Iran. August 22nd is a significant date on the Islamic calendar. It's also a date terror experts have nervously circled as the day the Iranian government may launch a global jihad. Should we be worried? Ken Timmerman is the author of the book Countdown to Crisis, the Coming Nuclear Showdown with Iran. He's also a contributor to Newsmax.com. He joins us now from Nice in the south of France. Ken Timmerman, welcome. Do you think the Bush administration is taking seriously the possibility that Iran will launch some sort of attack against us in later this month, August 22nd?
Well, I think the Bush administration is very concerned that the Iranians may have a clandestine nuclear program, and that is the big problem. I was in Israel earlier in June looking at this problem with Israeli officials, and then went back for Newsmax.com to look at to follow the war there. The Israelis have made their calculation, their timetable of Iran's nuclear weapons effort based solely on what they have declared to the IAEA. They say that it will take Iran another 3 years. I have always contended, and I think there are people in the Bush administration who have been looking at this as well, who believe that Iran has a clandestine program, and we just don't know when they will have nuclear weapons capability. They could have it by August 22nd.
Yes. I mean, but on the other hand, there are many countries that have nuclear weapons, including, terrifyingly, France, who really were not worried that they're going to use them. But the difference with Iran is we think Iran may be fundamentally unreasonable and that they may lash out against the United States or Israel or both for religious reasons. Do you think the Iranian regime is unreasonable?
Absolutely. And the problem with Iran is not nuclear weapons per se. You mentioned France. France is a democratic state. It's a republic. There is a form of government control over nuclear weapons. Iran is a theocracy, and its leaders believe that they take their cue from God. The president, Ahmadinejad, has said his goal is to bring about the destruction of Israel and to destroy America. He believes that by setting off a worldwide jihad and a worldwide nuclear cataclysm, that he can bring about the end of the world and Muslims will be free, Muslims will be saved. This is an ideology we need to be taking very, very seriously.
Is there any evidence that Iran had any role in the plot uncovered today in Great Britain?
Well, the first thing that I noticed when I learned about this plot was the similarity to a 1986 plot in France involving Hezbollah. Hezbollah operatives, led by a guy named Fouad Ali Saleh, had tried to bring in liquid explosives to launch terrorist attacks. The French caught them. They caught the explosives. They were being brought in all things, in Arak bottles. Those are bottles of pastis kind of liquor, anise type of liquor. But yes, this is something that has Hezbollah's fingerprints all over it.
Is there still, I know that for years there has been tension between Iran, heavily Shiite, mostly Shiite and Persian, and the Sunni Arab states. Do you think that Sunni Islamic radicals are sympathetic with Iran, or willing to overlook their theological differences to make common cause with Iran against the U.S.?
Well, here's what I can tell you, and I revealed this in my book, Countdown to Crisis, the Coming Nuclear Showdown with Iran. As of 1993, the Iranian regime started its liaison and its work with al-Qaeda. They sent their top terrorist, Imad Mughniyeh. By the way, the Israelis believe that he is now in South Lebanon coordinating attacks against Israel. They sent him to Sudan to meet with Osama bin Laden. And we know this because the bodyguard of Osama bin Laden has, in fact, become state's evidence in the United States in several court cases. So we have material evidence of the Iranian involvement starting in 1993. We also have evidence of Iran helping al-Qaeda all through the 1990s, training al-Qaeda terrorists in Lebanon and taking them into Iran. And again, the experts of Islam we are supposed to listen to and that the CIA listens to says this can never happen because the Iranians are Shias, right, and the al-Qaeda people are Wahhabi Sunnis. But when it gets down to killing Jews and killing Americans, guess what? They get along very well.
I believe that. Ken Timmerman from the south of France. Thanks a lot, Ken.